All right, let's watch some Michael Knowles today. This is from 3 weeks ago, but they're talking about destiny and left-wing streamer mocks Charlie Kirk's widow. So let's see what's going on here. I'm not a big fan of that, by the way. It's wrong what happened to Charlie Kirk, and we shouldn't have any political violence whatsoever. So I do have my opinions of how she grieved and how Republicans have used Charlie Kirk's death to push their political agenda. It's obvious, right? I'm not making this up. There are facts that support that. But let's see. What did Destiny say?
Final point on this, one of these left-wing streamers. I talked about Hassan Piker earlier. This one, Stephen Bonnell, relatively popular.
I mean, can we just be honest? He's really popular. He's got a lot of pull. He has a massive audience and a lot of reach. He's on Piers Morgan multiple times. I'm pretty sure he's been recently visiting campuses and having debates. Like, he's pretty popular. Can we just admit, like, I'm really tired of the far right. Well, he's kind of out there a little bit. Yeah, people kind of know him. Just admit it, dude. You're not giving them any clout or support. Just own that they're massive, that they're big. He's one of the biggest political streamers right now. Period. Just own it, dude. You don't like. I wish the opposition could do that. I wish they could say, yeah, this guy's huge. He's big. I don't agree with him, but wow, he's big. Just say that.
And on Piers Morgan's show, not only to call for the existential fear of conservatives in the public square, to say that they need to fear for their lives so that they shut up, so that if they didn't want to be murdered, then they shouldn't have elected Donald Trump, as he has previously said. But also now,
I disagree with when Destiny goes that far. When he goes that far and he says that he doesn't have any sympathy for a guy that gets killed during an assassination attempt at a Trump rally, it's wrong. It's gross. That's not what I'm about. That's not what this channel is about. That's not what my brand Cipher Division is about. We are here for the truth. We're here to de-escalate, and we are here to turn the temperature down. And I don't agree that Destiny continues to turn the temperature up, and he does so because it's profitable. The one thing I will always disagree with Destiny on, especially, is the fact that when he tries to say we need to turn the temperature down, Republicans need to do that, he continues to turn the temperature up. Because he admits himself, well, it doesn't matter because the president isn't willing to do it, so why should I? I don't think that's good enough. I think you should hold yourself to a higher standard, but that's not his business model. But we here at Cipher Division, we turn the temperature down. That's what we do.
when you think this person has reached the depths of degradation in his extraordinarily deviant and degenerate life.
Okay, can we just get to the facts, please? I know he's... Oh my God. Hold on one second. Can we just get to the facts? I'm aware that you guys don't like Destiny's lifestyle, and I'm not a fan of it either. I don't do any of that. It's gross. The open relationships and it's not my thing. Okay? But can we just get to the facts? Don't make this about deviancy and extraordinarily deviant lifestyle. Can we just get to the facts? Get to the facts. You have plenty of ammunition to pick apart Destiny's arguments if you just focus on the arguments themselves. Don't focus on the character assassination. I'm so sick of that. We gotta stop. Well, we at Cipher Division will not engage in character assassinations. We will stick to the facts. I will, however, give opinions on certain things, like I don't agree with a person's lifestyle, but we're not here to assassinate character. We are here to speak about the facts.
He goes on to mock Charlie Kirk's widow for crying over her husband.
I don't understand you, Destiny. You have so much hatred in your heart, and at the same time, you
it's such a simple thing. If you're going to weaponize somebody's grief against the other party, well, then of course people have a right to fight back against it. I think that she has every right to grieve in whatever way she wants, but when that grief is going to be weaponized to do recruitment, political recruitment, and further radicalization of the other side, then of course you not only have the ability to mock it, I think you have the obligation to mock it. It's insane.
I think it's fair. Here's the thing. I think it's fair, and I wish she would understand this. She used to be a leftist. She used to get stuff like this. I think 10 years ago she would have agreed with him. But because her brand began to dip a bit, she needed to find more relevance, and she did a great job. She defected. I'm not saying it's a smart thing. I'm not necessarily saying it's moral, but in terms of business, she defected from the left. Chink did too. And now they have found more relevance with more moderates and some of the people on the right. You know, what they do is they basically softly support the right without directly saying that they do. They have found a way to become allies with the far right by agreeing with them a lot of their points and condemning the far left, the woke left. I think it's gross. I think Tulsi Gabbard did the same thing. She was losing relevancy. No one really knew about her before she became a Republican, and boom, she aligned herself with Trump. And now she's done talk shows. She's got book deals. She's at speaking engagements. She's famous now. These people aren't in it for discussion or critical thinking. It's a business. And we here at Cipher Division, we will expose that. The Young Turks could have been an arm for the moderates. They could have defended democracy. They could have supported democratic ideals and progressivism. But what they did was they sold their souls in exchange for maybe a decade more of relevancy and clout in the media arena.
Stephen Bynell, a very prominent young left-wing broadcaster, says you have not only the right but the responsibility.
He admits it. Okay.
To mock Charlie Kirk's widow. Why?
He didn't say that. He said that when the right or his widow are weaponizing Charlie Kirk's death to drive recruitment numbers up, and they are. They've held rallies. They had an entire memorial service where it was basically a campaign rally. It was basically a Trump campaign rally or a MAGA rally. It was. Just admit that your side used it to further their agenda, to further their recruitment. Just admit to it. If you did that, then we can have a real conversation. If you said you're right, the right did it. The right used Charlie Kirk's death as an opportunity to drive recruitment numbers. It was an opportunity for us to gain some sympathy. If you did that, I'd be like, well, hey, it's a good strategy. You did, it worked. You were able to exploit some of the cruelty from the left, those people that were celebrating Charlie Kirk's death. I'm saying if you just admit that, you could, I would agree with you. I'd be like, you're right. You did it. You exploited some of the cruelty on the left. You were able to get a lot of support through the memorial service and all the campaigns online. You did it. It worked. It was a good strategy. But just admit it. Just own it. Because most of what this is, politics or discourse in the media, it's strategy. It's careful planning. It's execution of plays. Just admit that you did that. Just admit that your side did that, and we can have a conversation. I'm admitting that my side uses political strategies. My side engages in bad faith debate sometimes. Admit that you guys do it too.
Because she spoke in public. The same reason that they're
She didn't just speak in public. She had an entire memorial service where his own family wasn't even there, and they sold merchandise there. I mean, come on, man. It was basically like a concert.
Excusing or celebrating the murder of Charlie Kirk. He says, she has every right to be sad, but the moment she is sad in public, then we have to mock her.
No,
Charlie Kirk.
It's not about being sad in public. It's about being sad in public, right? As a tool to gain support or recruitment or drive up your base. I don't care if you're sad in public. You can memorialize in public. You can have a speech and share your grief. But when you turn it into a political rally and you turn it into an event where you have to buy tickets to go see, or you sell merchandise, that's not being sad in public. That's conducting a business. That's using grief to. It would be like if Republicans, I don't know if they did this back then, after 9/11, if they held a memorial where they sold 9/11 remembrance t-shirts and mugs and tickets to see speakers talk about how Arabs are evil and how they should all be eradicated because of 9/11. That's literally what they did. The leftists are evil. We need to stop them. We need to eradicate this ideology. We need to stop the left from taking over America. The left is killing our people. The left is killing our speakers. They killed Charlie Kirk. They took him from us. That's exactly what they did. It would be the same thing as if 9/11 happened and you guys had held a 9/11 concert with merchandise and anti-Arab propaganda. It's the same thing. Prove me wrong. Because it's not Destiny you have to worry about. Destiny's a clown. He's a court jester on the left, okay? He yells and he screams and he brings on orbiters and yells at them or he goes on Piers Morgan and he says crazy things that don't represent what the moderates or the other leftists believe in. Bring someone like me on. I'm here. I only deal in facts. I deal in accountability. Bring me on instead. Don't bring on Destiny anymore. He's not a representative of what we believe in.
Kirk and the other conservatives, they have every right to their opinions, but the moment that they state their opinions in public, we have to murder them.
Nope, not true. Not true.
It's perfectly fine for them to feel things, but if that leads to any effect in public whatsoever, as he says, her speaking will lead to recruitment because it will generate sympathy and empathy, and
it's the fact that they held a rally where you had to buy tickets and merchandise and all these things to show up and be there. It wasn't just speaking in public to drive recruitment. It was hosting an entire event designed to rile up their base and paint liberals or leftists out as the enemy, to claim that the leftists are killing conservatives, selling merchandise. It wasn't just speaking and grieving a public. It was hosting a business and trying to make money and profit off of a very real tragedy.
it will be logical and it will attract people. And we can't have that.
You can have that, but what you can't do is pretend that it was about grief. Pause. You can have that, but what you can't have is a world where you're not able to get scrutinized for it. When Erica Kirk, hosts this memorial where his family's not even there, and there's ticket sales, and there's merchandise, and there's T-shirts, and there's MAGA hats everywhere, and the president is speaking about how he doesn't want to forgive his enemies and he doesn't want the best for his enemies. That's not a memorial service. That's a campaign rally. You're free to have memorials publicly. I'll support that. I'll even send my condolences and my best wishes. Personally, I will. But what you can't have is you can't have a campaign rally blaming the left for something that they didn't even do. But there are no facts to support that he was a leftist shooter, by the way. And all the facts right now say that most political violence comes from the right. What you can't do is hold a campaign rally and expect to not be criticized for it. If you guys are the party of free speech and you believe in equal speech and free speech and public criticism, then you should be able to take the criticism for what is essentially a campaign rally. This isn't about her grieving. This is about Republicans pushing an agenda, blaming liberals, and using Charlie Kirk's death as a way to gain more support. I think it's wrong.
Which is also part of the reason they murdered Charlie Kirk.
No.
It's not just that they murdered Charlie Kirk because they didn't like the way he phrased something. It's that he was extremely politically effective, more politically effective than anyone else of his generation. You got to murder the conservatives who speak up. You got to mock the conservatives who speak up when.
No, we don't believe in that. We don't want to murder conservatives, right? Right, buddy? Right, bud? We don't believe in that, Michael Knowles. I don't want to murder conservatives. I just want you guys to admit that you used Charlie Kirk's death as a way to gain more sympathy, that you used it as a way to drive up political support, that the memorial wasn't about memorializing Kirk's message. It was about blaming liberals. You had the president walk out on stage and say, I don't want the best for my enemies. I want the worst for them. I don't want anything for them. I don't want I don't want the president going on stage during what should be a memorial event, denouncing his political enemies, wanting the worst for them, scorched to earth rhetoric. Seriously? That's not turning the temperature down. It's wrong. Just own it. But these guys, they'll never own it. What they will do, unfortunately, okay, is they'll bring up people like Destiny, and they'll always talk about the assassination attempt and like how Destiny said something about a guy he didn't have any sympathy for. You'll bring someone like me on the show. What do I have to do to get on Piers Morgan's show? I'm serious. Bring me on there. I will have a real conversation. I will ask real questions. And bring Anna on there, because I'm not condoning what Destiny said, but I want a real conversation. Is that really grief, or is it a campaign rally? How would people like it if after 9/11, we held a memorial service where we sold anti-Arab merchandise, propaganda, and we talked about how I don't want the Arab world to succeed after what they did to our country. They killed my people. What the fuck is that? That's not a conversation. That's not grief. That's propaganda. That's a political rally. I mean, I just wish Piers or Anna Kasparian or Michael Knowles. I wish these people had courage to bring on people like me. Don't bring on Destiny. Don't take him seriously. He was a gaming streamer, okay? He doesn't have conversations. He has screaming matches with orbiters and incels on Twitch. Bring me on the show. Bring me and my buddy. Bring us both on the show. Right? We're gonna kick some ass. We'll tell the truth. That's what we believe in here. Right, buddy? You're a good boy. I'm gonna have to let him out soon. He's getting a little antsy. You know what? Hey, buddy, you're a good boy. He loves this. Hold, please. I'm gonna let this boy out. You wanna go outside? Go potty? Go potty. Go potty. Hold, please. I'm back. All right. Let's go.
Their husbands are murdered. You have to stop any of them from being effective. This person is not fit for polite society, and he should be excluded from it. Right now, go to expressvpn.com/Michael Knowles Show. Be excluded from it.
What?
Right now, go to not fit for polite society. And
okay, I disagree with what Destiny's saying, but I don't think he should be excluded from society. Can we stop that? Yeah, Destiny's a little unhinged, and I don't think Destiny is fit for political conversations. I think he's plenty smart and he's well read and educated, but I don't think he's mature enough for a political conversation. I think he wants to attack and scream and yell and discredit. And I think at some point we see his true character. I don't think he's fit for these types of conversations. I think he's fit for the conversations on Twitter, YouTube, X, Twitch, but not on TV. You know, not with a professional like Piers Morgan. Oh, 1 second. My sexy wife needed help, so I had to help her out real quick. Okay, so Destiny is not fit for these conversations. He's not. Okay, he's a Twitch streamer. He plays games. He talks to orbiters and talks about drama, and he screams at people who go on stream, and they have these chat debates where it's like 20 people in a room and they're all yelling over each other. We need to stop. Is he smart? Yes. Is he really fit for these types of conversations? I don't think so. I will always go back to this. Bring me on there. Bring me. I'm the commander of Cipher Division. This is my brand. Bring me on there. I believe in facts. I believe in reality. I believe in civil conversations. Bring me on there. Don't bring Destiny on there. He come on. At some point, we need to talk about professionalism from the right. If you keep bringing this guy on there, all you do is keep perpetuating this lie that every leftist is like that, and we're not like that.
he should be excluded from it.
Yeah.
.com/then
I don't like Destiny that much, but we should not exclude anybody. That's stupid. We should
no actually.
TV. Don't bring on TV, sure, but excluding people from society—that's not really what free speech is about. That's dumb. Okay, this is a big ad break. Jesus Christ, how fucking long are we having this? Oh my god, dude, seriously? Holy shit, that's a long ass ad, Michael.
He should not be welcome into places of employment. He should not be welcome into clubs and associations. If he wants to go have his horrible ideas somewhere in a cabin in the woods,
No. Just stop. Just stop. We should not go that far and say, do not welcome in places of employment. Do not welcome in clubs and associations. No, free speech is explicitly designed to protect people from that kind of backlash. You should still be able to have a job if you have an opinion that you don't like. Like, if I disagree with Michael Knowles, well, he should be able to have his job still. He should be able to have a life and join a club or an association. We don't have to agree on everything. We just have to be able to coexist. I'm not trying to silence you, Michael, or Piers Morgan, or Anna Kasparian. I'm not trying to silence you. So why are you trying to silence people like me? And I'm not saying Destiny's like me. I'm just saying he's on the left. He and I probably have some things we do agree on. I'm not trying to silence your people, so why are you trying to silence my side? Why are you trying to silence people that don't agree with you? I don't want to silence people who don't agree with me. You and I can disagree on mostly everything, Michael. I thought your take on the Crusades was Wikipedia tier knowledge at best. I don't want you to be silenced, though, or unable to work or live in society. I just don't think you're terribly educated. That's all. I just don't understand the right. You guys got so mad at cancel culture, and now you want to do it. I just think it's pathetic. It takes no courage to be mad at cancel culture and then adopt it yourselves. I think it's pathetic. That's the truth. And that is what we here at Cipher Division believe in. Accountability.
Suppose he can do that, none of us will stop him. But in terms of society, he cannot be welcomed into that. He should not be welcomed into the marketplace of ideas. What he advocates is the abolition of the marketplace of ideas. And so that's the kind of thought that stops.
You're literally advocating for the abolition of his contributions to the marketplace of ideas. Last time I checked, Destiny doesn't advocate for that, but you right now are. You're saying that you are literally advocating for him to be banned from it. I don't think that's right. I think it's wrong. I think it makes you look bad, and I think it speaks volumes about your character.
Thought, and the sort of thought that ought to be stopped. Happily, he has been demonetized on YouTube. So he makes his money by doing this. He's been demonetized on YouTube. That's good. Years ago, he was already banned from a social media platform, Twitch. That's all good. It should go further. He should be deplatformed from all.
Okay, but you guys got mad at liberals for calling to deplatform conservatives. You guys got mad when Donald Trump got banned from Twitter. You guys got mad when people were deplatforming or canceling conservative voices. You called it an attack on free speech, and now you're doing it. You can't have it both ways. You cannot be the party of free speech and then call for demonetization, banning, deplatforming. If you get paid for your speech, your ideas, then the left should also get paid for their beliefs. If you have beliefs, and I believe in the opposite of what you believe in, for the most part, then I should also be able to get paid for my beliefs. You can't be for free speech and for the free market if you're advocating for taking away someone else's ability to be able to participate in the same thing that you do. That's not what being American means. That's not what free speech means. That's not what we believe in as far as, capitalism in this country. I think it's wrong. I think it's cowardly. If you're unable to engage with his ideas, just say that. But if you want to completely ice him out and ban him or ban people with his ideas or make it so they can't make money talking about political things like you do, then what that shows me is that you're afraid, is that you're unable to publicly disagree in discourse, that you cannot compete in the marketplace of ideas. It tells me, Michael, that you and your people are ill-equipped to compete in the marketplace of ideas, which is why I'll probably never be invited on his show or the Daily Wire or like Piers Morgan. I think what I bring to the table as far as my ability to debate and have a conversation and hold people accountable, I think I am a threat to them, and they will never bring me on their show. Destiny's easy pickings because of his lifestyle, his open relationships, and the inflammatory comments he said in the past. They have a lot of things for them to latch onto that will rile up their base, but they'll never bring somebody like me on. I will hold them accountable. I will like I am now, but they'll never bring me on. They want to silence Destiny so they can silence people like me. That's the truth. They want to silence clowns and court jesters and Twitch streamers like Destiny or Hassan, and I don't even like Hassan, but they want to silence them so that they can have the ability to silence the real conversation starters like me. That's the truth.
Of these places, he has no right to be in the public square. He damages the public square by his.
You are not in a position to take away someone else's rights or their ability to make money. That is not what we believe in America.
Very presence in it. He should go away from public life. He should retreat to a much more private life.
If we said that about you, you would say that it's an attack on free speech. If we said that conservatives like Michael Knowles and Ben Shapiro and the Daily Wire in general should be away from public life. They should be excluded and go to a mountain and be away from civilized society, not be able to make money or be able to be in an organization or a membership. If we said that about you, if we basically advocated for deplatforming, and leftists have done that, and they still do that, by the way, you would call it an attack on free speech. You cannot be a free speech supporter and love the First Amendment and simultaneously hate it at the same time. You cannot advocate for deplatforming or demonetization and silencing or dissent, right? And also believe in free speech. You can't have it both ways. And I will debate anybody on this topic. I have been very public. My face is right fucking here. I'll debate any of you on that, but you'll never have me on. Attacking Destiny, attacking Hassan Piker, or that Dean Withers guy. It's easy to attack these weird leftists that never go outside and never have sunlight and live in weird lifestyles with multiple relationships or whatever. It's easy to attack them. Or sorry, multiple partners, polyamory, whatever. It's easy to attack them, but when you have a legitimate force like me at Cipher Division here, you'll never bring me on. And it's okay. I understand that conservatives, for the most part, are cowardly. And they'll never talk to someone like me. At least not these people with these big platforms. They're too afraid of a person like me holding them accountable in a public forum. And they should be, because here's the thing. I deal in facts. I deal in reality. I don't deal in emotions. I deal in objective fact and truth and integrity. And guys like Michael, they just don't do that.
And he should not be welcomed in public life. Elon Musk has called for him to be prosecuted. I also have called for him to be prosecuted. He is at this moment.
For what? For what? For speech? What has Destiny? I can't believe I'm defending Destiny right now. Holy fucking shit. What has Destiny done that is a violation of any federal or state law or statute or whatever? What law has he broken? You can't prosecute somebody because they say something you don't like or they say something that you think is offensive. You can, again, you cannot be. Hold on one second. I gotta put my hat on. I gotta make this more serious, okay? All right. Oh, you cannot be for free speech and also advocate for somebody to be prosecuted for saying something that you don't like. Hold on. Let me say it again, okay? Let me say it again so it makes more sense for his viewers, okay? All right, ready? Let me say it again, okay? Hold on. You cannot advocate for free speech and say that you are the party of speech. The First Amendment, right? And also say that your political enemies or your opposites should be prosecuted for simply the things that they say or a lifestyle that you don't like. If it's not illegal, if it's not hurting anybody, if it's just speech, what gives you the right? So we'll see. These people are all cowards. In my opinion, they're all cowards. And I'm not making that up. The facts support it. Conservatives are the party of free speech, and yet they continuously advocate for deplatforming, demonetization, prosecution of people who think differently than them, people who challenge them. At least Destiny tries to challenge them. Anyway, let's finish this up.
Moment. Calling for violence against conservatives who speak on campus, who speak at public events. There is a kind of a specificity. There is a kind of urgency. There is a kind of immediacy to his incitement of violence here. And this is not just.
He didn't incite violence. He said that he didn't have any sympathy for a guy that got killed during a Trump assassination plot. And he said that Charlie Kirk or Erica Kirk was using it, and Republicans were using it as a way to push their own agenda. I don't think Destiny called for advocating for any violence. But hey, fact check me on that. If I'm not wrong on that, but try to prove me wrong. Seriously. Show me that you can try. Show me that you can do the research.
A generic, abstract opinion. This is immediately in the wake of Charlie Kirk's assassination, when more events like the one at which Charlie Kirk was assassinated will be occurring quickly, and this guy is calling for our murder at those events.
I don't think he's calling for that. I think he's saying that it was wrong for. Hold on, I want to look this up. So look, we deal in facts. We don't deal in Hold on. Okay. Yeah, I was looking up Ethan Klein's dog thing because people are accusing him of being an abuser. Did Destiny advocate for Charlie? He refused to condemn. Oh, this is from the Christian Post. I need something real though. What did Destiny say about Erica Kirk? Oh, okay, no, I remember. I saw this. I saw the Piers Morgan conversation. I remember that. They wanted him to condemn it, but he was like, I want the president to turn the temperature down. I want the president to condemn political violence. You guys weren't condemning the assassination of Melissa Hortman, and I'm not making that up. Steven Crowder himself said that it was a gray area. It wasn't technically political violence. He really couldn't say that it was or was not. The president should be able to condemn political violence on every side, not just the side that he supports. Okay, that's not the same thing as Destiny advocating for the murder of right-leaning activists or speakers. Okay, you're misrepresenting what the real reality is, but I'm not surprised. That's what conservatives do. That's why they'll never bring me or my brand on their channel, because I will hold them accountable, and I won't do it like a Twitch streamer does. Okay, what I'll probably do if I'm on this show, if I'm not on any of their shows, is I will hold them accountable. Hold them accountable as a commander would, as a military commander would, because that's what my brand is. I don't do Twitch fights or yelling or screaming matches. I hold people accountable with facts, logic, and reason, which is why they'll never bring me on, because they're afraid.
That guy needs to be in jail, and he needs to be in jail for a long time.
Nope. I don't like Destiny, but he didn't break the law. That's not illegal to simply say that the president needs to turn down the temperature. And by the way, he did. Destiny, I remember watching that show, watching that interview on Piers Morgan. He did say it was wrong. He did say, like, yeah, I believe it's wrong. Obviously, of course that I do. But the president needs to be able to condemn political violence across the spectrum, not just on one side. The president is responsible for turning the temperature down because he is the face of the country. Destiny is just a streamer, right? He shouldn't be looked at as somebody that should turn the temperature down first. Somebody that should set an example. He's a Twitch streamer. The president should set the example. He's in the highest and most respected office in all of history right now. In the history of the free world, his office is the most respected, so it should come down from the top. That's what leadership is about.
And there is nothing hypocritical about this. There is nothing authoritarian about this. This is the basic
That is authoritarian, actually. Jailing somebody for an opinion, prosecuting them, shunning them from society, taking away their ability to make money. That is 100% authoritarian. He's so shameless about it. These guys don't even deal in facts. They deal in falsehoods and propaganda and lies. Well, it should be easy to honestly. It should be easy to debate any of these clowns on their platforms moving forward. There will never be a threat. There will never be a debate that I can't conquer, because these guys don't even live in the same reality that you and I do. This honestly should be pretty easy for me.
Enforcement of the law. This is the basic enforcement of the norms and standards that must exist for any kind of free society.
Jailing and prosecuting political opponents or people who disagree with you, say things you don't like, that is not what American society is all about. That's not what a democratic republic is about. That's not what free speech is about. That is 100% what authoritarianism is about. That's fascism. That's literally the definition of that. But I wouldn't expect Michael to see the difference there, because he has admitted already, without even saying it, that he doesn't care about facts and reality. He only cares about his agenda.
We'll continue.
All right, yeah. Well, we're done with that one today. Thanks so much for watching. I am Scott. This is Cipher Division. Like, share, subscribe. We are here to represent the truth. We are here to deal only in facts and to hold people accountable. That means holding people on the right accountable and holding people on the left accountable. We don't take sides. We only are here for the truth. Thank you for watching. Like, share, subscribe, comment. I'll see you guys later. Peace out. Until next time.